We have 4 research groups and they have associated research questions. One is governance, globalization and social justice, focusing on what governance mechanisms inhibit or encourage social justice in developing countries and beyond. A second program relates to the political economy of population, resources and the environment, focusing on resource questions. How do you define resource scarcity? How do you deal with that in developing country situations? A third research program relates to development economics and emerging markets. How do emerging markets and developing countries stimulate development and social, political, economic development? And lastly, we have a program on civic innovation. What ideas do people and groups themselves come up with in order to change their situation? We work across the social sciences, from geography to sociology, from political science to anthropology and economics, in order to address these broad questions about development and change. And we do that in a very intercultural setting with students and staff from over 60 different countries from all over the world, which makes this an incredibly dynamic setting. There are several research projects, of course, that we are engaged in. One in particular is a project that colleagues of mine are working on extraction in Bolivia and Ecuador, and particularly the role of the state in that. In the 1980s and 1990s, what we saw was that the state was sort of retreating, and now we see again a strong role of the state in many parts of the world in deciding about resources. Where do resources go? What groups can access or control those kind of resources? How do you deal with foreign investments coming in? And what do you do with local people that live around extraction sites, for example? So they try to bring these various elements together in this NWO-funded project that I think has been running for a couple of years now already and will likely run for until 2017 or 2018. I think one of the major advantages of being a PhD at the ISS is the exciting interdisciplinary environment, the intercultural environment, whereby you're really part of this intellectual community with voices, ideas and networks across the entire world. I think a second point is that there's not this great hierarchy between staff and students. And in that sense, a lot of interactions take place between PhDs and the academic staff, whereby people do research together, they work together, present things together, write together, which really makes it a collegial atmosphere that is, I think, very conducive to your PhD studies.